Imagine a pepper plant so loaded with vibrant, perfectly shaped peppers that you practically need a wheelbarrow to carry them all. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not. Most people think growing amazing peppers is just about luck, but there are actually 3 incredibly powerful secrets that top growers use to guarantee a massive harvest year after year. Want to know what they are? You won't believe how easy these are to implement. Stop wasting time, your pepper potential is waiting. Picture this. 2 pepper plants side by side. One is struggling with sparse, underdeveloped fruits and yellowing leaves, while the other is absolutely bursting with glossy, full-sized peppers hanging like colorful jewels. Which one do you want in your garden? The difference between these 2 scenarios isn't luck, genetics, or even soil quality. It's the 3 critical mid-season actions that most gardeners completely overlook. Here's the truth that seasoned pepper growers don't want you to know. Your pepper plants are probably performing at only 30% of their potential right now. Most gardeners plant their peppers, water them regularly, and hope for the best. But the real magic happens in those crucial weeks when your plants transition from vegetative growth to fruit production. Miss these opportunities, and you'll be stuck with mediocre yields while watching your neighbor's pepper plants thrive. The good news? You can transform your pepper harvest starting today with 3 simple, actionable steps that take less than 15 minutes per plant. These aren't complicated techniques that require expensive equipment or years of experience. They're straightforward practices that deliver immediate, visible results. Let's dive into exactly what you need to do. Secret number 1, optimize your nutrient delivery system. Your pepper plants are essentially living, breathing factories that convert nutrients into those gorgeous fruits you're craving. But here's what most gardeners don't realize. Peppers are incredibly heavy feeders, especially once they start setting fruit. During peak production, a single pepper plant can be producing 20 to 30 fruits simultaneously, each one demanding a constant supply of nitrogen for leaf development, phosphorus for root strength and fruit formation, and potassium for overall plant health and disease resistance. The problem is that your soil's initial nutrient supply gets depleted rapidly during the growing season. Even if you amended your soil beautifully in spring, by midsummer your plants are essentially running on empty. This is why you see that telltale yellowing of lower leaves, slow fruit development, and plants that seem to have hit a plateau just when you need them to be performing at their peak. The solution is implementing a strategic liquid fertilizer program that delivers nutrients directly to where your plants need them most. Choose an organic liquid fertilizer with a balanced NPK ratio, something like 10-10-10 or 5-5-5, which provides steady nutrition without overwhelming your plants with excessive nitrogen that can lead to all foliage and no fruit. Mix your fertilizer according to package directions, but here's the critical part that most people miss. Apply it directly to the soil around the base of each plant, not on the leaves. Okay, so create a small depression in the soil about 6 inches from the stem, pour your liquid fertilizer slowly into this area, and then water it in thoroughly. This technique ensures the nutrients penetrate deep into the root zone where they can be immediately absorbed and utilized. You'll start seeing results within a week. Deeper green foliage, increased flower production, and more vigorous overall growth. Apply this liquid feeding every 2 weeks throughout the growing season, and you'll be amazed at how your plants respond. Secret number 2, master the art of strategic pruning. This is where most gardeners get nervous, and I completely understand why. The idea of cutting parts off a plant that you've nurtured seems counterintuitive, almost cruel. But here's the reality. Strategic pruning is the difference between a good pepper harvest and an absolutely spectacular one. Your pepper plant is putting energy into every single leaf, stem, and potential fruit, but not all of this energy expenditure is helping you achieve your goal of maximum pepper production. Let's start with early flower pinching, which might be the hardest thing you'll do as a gardener, but it's absolutely crucial. When your pepper plants first start flowering, usually when they're still relatively small and establishing themselves, pinch off those first few flower clusters. Yes, you read that right. Remove the very thing you're trying to produce. This forces your plant to redirect all that reproductive energy back into building a stronger root system and more robust branching structure. A plant that's allowed to fruit too early often becomes stunted and produces smaller yields throughout the season. The second pruning technique focuses on lower leaf removal. Any leaves that are touching the ground or growing in the lower third of your plant should be removed. These lower leaves are typically the first to develop disease problems. They don't contribute much to photosynthesis because they're often shaded by upper growth, and they create poor air circulation around the base of your plant. Use clean pruning shears to remove these leaves completely, cutting back to the main stem. Additionally, look for any branches or stems growing inward toward the center of the plant. These create crowding and reduce air circulation, which increases humidity and creates perfect conditions for fungal diseases. Remove these wayward branches to open up the center of your plant. The goal is creating a plant structure that resembles an upside-down umbrella, strong central stem with well-spaced branches extending outward. So this strategic pruning, it actually redirects your plant's energy toward producing larger, healthier peppers on stronger branches that can really support the weight of a full harvest. You'll notice, that the peppers you do get will be significantly larger and more perfectly formed than what you'd get from an unpruned plant. Secret number 3, proactive pest and disease prevention. Most gardeners, honestly, operate in reactive mode when it comes to pest and disease management, waiting until they notice damage before taking action. By then, it's often just too late to prevent significant harvest losses. The secret that commercial growers have known for decades is that prevention is exponentially more effective than treatment, and it requires far less time and resources. So, go ahead and implement a weekly inspection routine that becomes as automatic as watering. Every time you're in your garden, just spend a few minutes closely examining each pepper plant. Look at the undersides of leaves where aphids love to congregate. These tiny green or black insects can multiply explosively, and honestly, they can literally suck the life out of your plants. Check for the distinctive dark green droppings of hornworms, which can strip a plant bare in just a few days. Examine the stems and leaf joints for early signs of fungal diseases like brown spots or unusual discoloration. The key is catching problems when they're still manageable. A few aphids can be easily controlled with insecticidal soap or neem oil, but an established infestation requires much more aggressive intervention. Similarly, removing a single diseased leaf early can prevent a fungal problem from spreading throughout your entire plant. Keep a spray bottle filled with diluted neem oil solution readily available in your garden shed. Neem oil is an organic option that works as both a preventive measure and an early treatment for soft-bodied insects like aphids, thrips, and spider mites. Apply it in the early morning or evening to avoid leaf burn and, focus on the undersides of leaves where pests typically establish themselves. For disease prevention, make sure your plants have adequate spacing for air circulation, avoid watering the foliage, water at soil level instead, and remove any fallen plant debris that could harbor disease spores. These simple preventive measures will keep your plants healthy and productive throughout the entire growing season. Your unstoppable pepper future starts now. These 3 strategies, optimizing nutrient delivery, strategic pruning, and proactive pest prevention, are the foundation of pepper growing success that, honestly, separates average gardeners from those who consistently produce amazing harvests. The beauty of these techniques is their simplicity and immediate impact. You can implement all 3 strategies this week and start seeing results almost immediately. Remember, successful pepper growing isn't about having perfect soil, ideal weather, or expensive equipment. It's about understanding what your plants need at each stage of development and providing it consistently. The gardeners who get those Instagram-worthy pepper harvests aren't just lucky, they're strategic. So don't wait until next season to implement these techniques. Your pepper plants are ready to respond to better care right now, no matter what stage of growth they're in. Start with the nutrition boost this week, begin your strategic pruning program, and establish your weekly inspection routine. Oh, and definitely document your progress with photos so you can see the dramatic transformation that's about to happen. I'd love to see your results. Share your before and after photos in the comments below, and let us know which of these 3 strategies made the biggest difference in your garden. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Smart Garden for more proven gardening strategies that actually work, and share this video with a fellow gardener who could use an amazing pepper harvest. Your unstoppable pepper future is just 3 simple steps away.